And you look at now as a black belt looking at white belts and blue belts coming up, they want to know all the voodoo magic stuff. They want to know all these different submissions and all these different, as soon as it's something they've heard before or thought about before, they're like, I don't need to know that. Or like, let's move on to something more exciting. And for me, the stuff that is the most valuable is the most basic stuff that we started learning the very first day I started jiu-jitsu. And it's also that stuff that takes forever to learn. Because, when I first started doing jiu-jitsu, I thought I'd walk in, I'm like, oh, I'll learn a couple moves, and in 5 years or so, I'll get a black belt. I thought it was about learning moves, and you certainly have to learn moves, but it's time on the mat reinforcing those principles. Your base, your balance, your frames, your wedges, your walls, your timing. All of that stuff is not stuff that can be taught, I don't think. I can give clues, but it can be learned, but it has to be discovered. And that only way that you're going to discover that is time on the mats. And so if I had any benefit, I didn't really have any, I wasn't a natural athlete. I'm still not a natural athlete. I have to work really hard to stay like average athletes. But the fact that I spent hours and hours and hours on the mat training with whoever, the fact that I generally stayed uninjured. I have yet to have to have a surgery due to anything in jiu-jitsu. Knock on
Touch
wood.
wood, yeah.
Yeah, knock on wood. And I've certainly, I like to joke that I've injured every single joint in my body, but for the most part, I'm not sitting here in pain with those. So I think training wisely, training smart, and training a lot, just a lot of time on the mat is really what got me there and helped me understand those principles.
So